Marriage in the family. These are the topics which are covered in Marriage in the Family. They focus on Christian attitudes and Muslim attitudes. These are the key words for Marriage in the Family. You will need to know them for question A's, but also using the keywords in other questions will gain you further marks. Changing attitudes to marriage, divorce and family life and homosexuality in the UK. Attitudes in the UK have changed mainly over the last 50 years. These changes include marriage being less popular with more people cohabiting, divorce being more common, fewer extended families and more single parent and reconstituted families. The age of consent for homosexuals is now 16. Cohabitation, divorce and homosexuality are now all more socially acceptable. The reasons for these changes are these. It's cheaper to cohabit than marry. An average marriage costs £15,000. Media no longer portrays divorce, cohabitation and homosexuality in a negative light. Liberal churches accept divorce, cohabitation and homosexuality. Interestingly, these liberal churches allow divorced couples to remarry in their churches, and in terms of homosexuality, there are now homosexual priests. Homosexuality is now legal. Divorce is cheaper. It now only costs an average of £12,000. Christian attitudes to sex outside marriage and reasons for them. This includes premarital sex, sex before marriage, extramarital sex, sex with another partner outside of marriage, and adultery, where one person is having sex outside the marriage, or you as an individual is having sex with someone who is married. Adultery. All Christians believe that adultery is always wrong, because the Bible teaches that it is wrong, fornication, and the Church teaches that sex should only take place within marriage, between the two marriage partners. Premarital sex. There are two main viewpoints on this subject. For fundamentalists and Roman Catholics, it is always wrong. For other Christians, it is acceptable in long-term relationships where the couple intend to marry. Muslim attitudes to sex outside marriage. Sex outside marriage includes premarital sex, extramarital sex and adultery. The Muslim attitude is this. Both premarital sex and adultery are always wrong. The reasons for this attitude are: sex is a gift from God for married couples only. The Quran teaches that adultery is a serious crime. In some countries, this could result in the person being stoned. The Hadith teach that sex outside marriage is evil. These attitudes remain with us even now. Even on Facebook, there are certain groups that will teach about sex before marriage being wrong or sex outside of marriage being wrong. Christian attitudes to divorce. Roman Catholics believe that divorce is always wrong. The reason they believe this is that marriage is a sacrament. It's something that God expects you to do and to keep to. Only God can end a marriage. Humans cannot. This makes sense as the vows were being made in front of God in the first place. Jesus taught that divorce is wrong. Divorce is against the Catechism, the teachings of the Catholic Church. However, they do allow annulment, which means the marriage can be dissolved if it was not a valid one in the first place. This generally means that the couple have not had sex. Most other Christians see that divorce is regrettable but sometimes acceptable. Their reasons are: Jesus allowed divorce in cases of adultery, as the marriage vows had already been broken, those vows of faithfulness. Divorce may be the lesser of two evils. If a couple is unhappy, should they really need to be still together? It shows forgiveness, that human beings make mistakes but can be forgiven for them. Perhaps your marriage partner was the wrong person for you. Different attitudes to divorce in one religion other than Christianity and reasons for them. There are two main Muslim attitudes to divorce. Divorce is always wrong. On a social level, divorce breaks up families, and for Muslims, family is the most important thing in their life. Muhammad said that divorce is hateful. This is a clear indication that Muslims should not get divorced. Muslims believe that they will be judged after death on how they raised their family. A marriage breakup would have severe ramifications on the unit of family. The other point of view, that marriage is a contract, brings these ideas with it. If the marriage brings unhappiness, then it should not continue. Again, this would affect the family life. Divorce is sometimes the lesser of two evils. And thirdly, Sharia law allows it. The quote is, "Out of all things allowable, divorce is the most hateful." That is a clear indication that divorce is allowed. Christian teachings on the family and its importance. Christian family life, it's important to remember, focuses around the children. Christian teachings. The family is the basic unit of society. It's the bricks that keeps the house of society together. It's where children are taught about the faith, Christianity in this case. It's where children learn right from wrong, mainly from their parents. Children are taught to honour their parents. Christians believe that family is important because the commandments teach us to honour our parents. In the marriage ceremony, people promise to raise children in the Christian faith. Family was created by God, the example being Adam and Eve and their children. St. Paul taught about the family and its importance for Christians, that they should really get married. Muslim teachings on the family and its importance. Again, there is emphasis on the idea of bringing up children. Muslim teachings. The family, again, is the basic unit of society. It is where children are taught the faith, and in this case, Islam. It is where children learn right from wrong. Children are a gift from God. They are seen as a blessing. The importance of family life for Muslims are: Muhammad had a family. Therefore, all good Muslims should also have a family. Raising a family follows the teachings of the Quran. Muslims believe that they will be judged after death on how they raised their family, so they should do it in a good and proper way. Christian attitudes to homosexuality. Again, we are going to see different views from different types of Christians. There are three main Christian attitudes to homosexuality, the attraction to the same sex. They are: evangelical view. Homosexuality is wrong because the Bible teaches against it. It is sinful. It is not natural. It doesn't mean that you can make babies. Roman Catholic view. Roman Catholics believe that homosexuality is acceptable, but homosexual activity is not. The distinction here is having homosexual thoughts is okay, but actually having homosexual sex is not okay. It is not procreative. It doesn't make babies. Homosexuals cannot marry, therefore they cannot have sex. It is unnatural. The Catechism teaches against it, what the Catholic Church says. Liberal Protestant view. Homosexuality is acceptable in long-term relationships because the Bible is out of date. In some cases, the Bible is 6,000 years old. The Bible also teaches about love. Love thy neighbour being a prime example. Homosexuality is natural. Scientists have shown that some people are predisposed to being homosexual. There are some homosexual ministers, priests who teach the word of Christ. Muslim attitudes to homosexuality. The mainstream view, being the majority of Muslims believe, homosexuality is always wrong because the Quran teaches against it. The Hadith is against it. It is not procreative. It is sinful. The minority view in Islam is homosexuality is acceptable because God loves and created everyone. Science has shown that homosexuality is natural. Christian teachings on contraception. Contraception is intentionally preventing pregnancy from occurring. Examples are both the condom and the pill. And there are two main Christian views. Contraception is acceptable because it can improve standards of living. The idea that a family with only 2 children will be much better off than a family with 8 children. It supports church teachings on love. Sex is an expression of love between married couples. The purpose of sex is unitive, making the couple feel closer together. It can prevent the spread of STIs. Both Roman Catholics and some fundamentalists find that artificial contraception is wrong. Sex should be open to procreation, making babies. Some methods of contraception are the equivalent of abortion. The example here is the morning after pill, which makes the egg release itself from the body. It's against catechism teachings to young people. It's against papal teachings, church written law. Muslim teachings on contraception. Contraception, intentionally preventing pregnancy from occurring. The two main Muslim views are: contraception should not be used to limit family size. The quote here is, "Do not let fear of want stop you from having children." Muslims should have large families. Some methods of contraception are the equivalent of abortion. Some teachings in the Quran are against the use of contraception. Contraception can be used to limit family size. It can improve the standards of living. The example of Muhammad, who used contraception, suggests that it can be acceptable. Many Muslims have accepted its use and quote teachings from the Quran in support of it.